It's 7:30. I'll call the meeting to order. Will everyone please rise, whichever one already is. And we'll have an invocation by Mr. Morrow, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we give thanks for the wonderful life that you've given us and the daily blessings we receive. We give thanks for the opportunity to live in a free country and make our own decisions. We ask your blessings on this council, and we ask your guidance over the decisions that we make. We ask you to watch over our servicemen and women as they protect our freedom, and our safety forces as they protect our city. For this we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call.
Kelly.
Here.
Morrow.
Here.
Cole. Here. Crable.
Here.
Heffley.
Here.
Henry. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. President,
Mr. Heffley.
I'd like to make a motion that we excuse Councilman Henry. Second.
All in favor of excusing Ms. Henry, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ms. Henry has been excused. I now need approval of the minutes of November 3rd, 2014.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the minutes of November 3rd, 2014.
In a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Minutes have been approved. Now, please, elections and appointments. Mr. Crable.
Mr. President, I make a motion to appoint Jay Morrow as auditor, replacing the retiring Heath Jr.
Second.
What do you say for the next part? Jeff, can you add that for the unexpired term?
The unexpired term.
I'll second that.
All right, thank you. I have a motion and a second. Any comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Everybody recruits.
Huge.
Cole. Yes. Crable.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like Mr. J. Morrow has been elected to fill the unexpired term of Keith Alexander. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Special orders and committees, none. Unfinished business, none. Petitions and communications, none. Brings us to visitors. Any visitors like to speak? Approach the podium, take your name and address. Tell us your concerns.
Becky Goodwin, 1611 Haven Road. This is sounding better. I heard you're behind that. I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, Friendship Club's having a fundraiser tomorrow at Bob Evans all day, so I hope you'll all pick one of those up and come out and help them. Because we're decorating for holidays now. Also wanted to say thank you on the election. I know we're not all on the same page, but obviously we got people out to vote. And thirdly, the holiday efforts that are going on here, we also are encumbering the 50th anniversary at the same time. So anybody that can give us 50th information about past council members or anything like that is greatly appreciated. I've got a lot of police stuff from working on that before, but we're going to get in gear and start working on that in our meetings tomorrow night. So if you've got anything you can give me or let me know, please do so. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I ask a question real quick?
Get back to
I apologize. Which committees are you on any of the committees for the 50th anniversary?
Yes. Well, I'm part of the Friendship Club and I'm on the main committee. And then we are all kind of taking parts of
Yeah,
that.
there's like subcommittees, right?
Right.
Okay.
I'm part of the subcommittees too, but I'm part of the main.
Which subcommittees?
Like the souvenir part and the advertising part. Of course, we're doing all the signs and whatnot. And
So your request is not necessarily specific to a committee or a subcommittee that you're on,
No.
you're just talking about in general for the,
In general.
for the 50th committee.
for the 50th anniversary committee, anything that you can generate our way.
I was just trying to understand if you were looking for specific things or okay.
I've been working on several things, several different avenues. One is souvenirs. Of course, Dwayne's working on the logo to do for possibly for the vehicles and things like that, and sort of the banners and different things. So we can do a lot of different things with the logo, plus a souvenir that we might be able to come up with too. So I know we want to keep it simple, low key, low cost, that kind of thing. So
Okay. Thanks.
basically, pictures and history is a good amount of stuff that we want to look for. So
I know, well, John will be totally aware of it. That big book that we have back at the conference room, I like flipping through that every once in a while
Yes.
and seeing, you know.
it does have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, little Nancy Smith, she was on the first charter commission when we became a city. So she's one of 15 that was on that committee. So I'm going to kind of interview her about that. I think your father possibly was part of that too. And you said one of the other guys is still among us. Mr. Markham, is it, I think?
John Markham.
Yeah. So we went through that list and we're trying to make sure who's still with us and whatnot. So, but Nancy's going to be a good one to talk to about that. So be interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks. Any other visitors like to speak?
Jay Moore, 54 Century Street, Heath. I just would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody, all your councilmen, for the opportunity. Like I said before, I look forward, obviously, for the opportunity and look forward to working with you guys. So, like I said in the past, I'll get with the auditor's office and we'll get a schedule going between now and the first of the year. And I'll try to get here as much as I can. And I know I have big shoes to fill and I look forward for the opportunity. So, thank you once again.
Thank you. Any other visitor? Hey, come on, you make 100% if you get here. 100%.
Joe, you got anything to say to that? Want to make some news, Joe?
No comment.
All right. Seeing no other visitors, we're moving to committee reports. Finance and budget, Mr. Cradle.
We've got great microphones tonight. Everybody ought to be jumping into this. All right. Finance and budget. Met this evening. We had 4 legislative requests. First one, appropriate $44,000 for anticipatory income tax refunds. Second item, establish the salaries for mayor, $68,000, auditor, $56,000, changing to $60,000 after 2 years for the terms of office beginning January 2nd, 2018 and April 1st, 2016, respectively, with the option to receive full pension pickup or receive the equivalent in salary in lieu of full pension pickup. Third item, establish salary for council at $6,600 for the terms of office that begin January 2nd, 2016 for at large, January 2nd, 2018 for ward council. Fourth item, the state EMS grant funds, $2,500 transfer internally from general fund to EMS supplies. Anything else here? Kim, you have anything to add?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public services, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next meeting of the Public Service Committee will be next Monday, November 24th at 5:30 here at City Hall. Anything else, Bill?
Nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public safety, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public safety met on November the 10th at 5:30 p.m. We began with police. Under October statistics, total calls for service were 1,117. Of those, 126 were offense reports, 48 arrests, 39 accidents, and 72 citations. Overtime usage for the month of October was $20,344 with a year-to-date total of $130,713. Under alarms, there were a total of 25, 20 commercial, and 5 residential. Under communications, the Marks radios are installed and programming is to be finished. The line item for communication repairs is in the negative due to all the repairs this year. Have to replace 2 generators, 2 radio consoles, 2 base radios, multiple handheld radios, 3 workstations, and extra costs for server replacement and a new terminal server. My goodness, there was a list of things: mobile data computer configurations, large video monitor, tornado sign computer, new console monitor arms, a Sally router replacement. So a lot of things need to replace, and that fund's in the negative. Chief also reported that all 39 radios are getting an IP25 firmware upgrade to prepare for the March readiness. The cost is at $6,240. Now that represents a savings of about, let's see here, $16,185. Looks like the cost to do the radios was $160, and that's a special through the end of this year. If we wait until after the first year, it would have been $575 per radio. Zach Barkley was sworn in on October 20th and is in phase 1 of the field training program. With that, we moved on to fire. Under October statistics, there were a total of 41 fire runs with a year-to-date total of 423. There were 182 EMS runs with a year-to-date total of 1,628. There were a total of 100 transports with a year-to-date total of 902. Under medical aids, 35 were given and 38 were received. Under legislative requests, there was one for an EMS grant refund of $2,500. It was from the state of Ohio. It was used to purchase 3 pediatric bags. These bags contain small medical items for treating infants and small children. Under the monthly expense report, wages 2014 October was $98,601.55 with a monthly overtime of $31,651.13. Year-to-date total of overtime was $265,608. Under equipment, medic number 1, still in shop with Sad Mark. It's already had over $5,000 of work done into it in the last 3 weeks. So the repair fund is getting low. Chief's going to have to pull other funds within his budget to make up for that. So that'll help. I'll have to go back and ask for more of the general fund. Under training, Captain McCord is doing a peer fitness training, and then Marathon EMA, and the EMA is having a spill training on November the 19th of this month. Under old business, the fire levy report, Chief wanted to thank everybody for the fire levy and their support in getting that passed. And then BWC was in, and we filed the paperwork to get the grant for the cots. Chief asked if everybody could help locate some levy signs. Under new business, where he was working on pricing for rescue replacement, and also touched on Ebola awareness. With that, we adjourned at 6:26 p.m. Chief Huggins, do you have anything to add?
That's not covered, Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Mason, do you have anything to add?
No. Okay, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Streets and drainage, Mr. Heffler.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Streets and Drainage Department committee met this evening at 5:30. Bob Geller, Street Superintendent, gave his report. The first thing, Bob introduced Chris Lawson, the new Street Department foreman. Chris is going to do a really good job. He's got some new ideas, and he knows quite a bit of people around. And one of the things that he was able to do was talk with Granville Township and got the use of their boom mower in exchange for them using our Durapatcher. So they used it for about 3 weeks and did areas on the bike path, Route 13, Franklin Avenue, and other areas in the city. It worked out real well. Next item was Bob reported on the signs. They are all in, but we had a mistake, and the signs for Piedmont and Kimberly were misspelled. And this came about, I guess, by Jones and Henderson, the list they got from the city was misspelled wrong, and they sent it to the people, and it just was a comedy of errors, I guess, right, Bob? But they are on order, and they should be in very quickly. Still, the areas that still have to be done are River Oaks, some in Southgate, some on 30th Street. We do the best we can with the weather and that, and the snow and everything, to get as many up as they can. Next item under future equipment, Chris has a few ideas. The first is that right now they're waiting on the remote control switch for the tailgate berm box, and they're just going to go ahead and tell them that hey, we need that truck so we get to plow on it and have it ready for the snow. So we'll wait till spring and get the control for the berm box. And Chris was saying that right now we have a 1996 one-ton dump, and we would like to get an F550 1.5-ton truck. This could be used for plowing. It could be used to haul to tow our Durapatcher, and also that would be the stone that would be used by the Durapatcher, which would help us a lot. Asked Chris what the price on that was, and he said $38,000 for the truck, and with the bed, the plow, and other accessories to it, it'd be an extra $23,000 for a total of $61,000. This is something that they're just going to have to look into and see what we might be able to do. I'm sure that Chris is going to do a good job, and I'm looking forward to riding with him next snowplow event that we have, so we'll use the fall. Under other items, Teresa McGinnis presented a petition that was signed asking the city to reinstall a crosswalk at Eaton Road and Route 79. Bob said that the crosswalk on 79, that John Brockman told him that there was a meeting on this at the time. Mayor Johns told Ms. McGinnis to come in and meet with John anytime during the office hours, and we could show her any paperwork that she would like to see on that. With nothing else to report, we adjourned at 6:04 p.m. Anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Community Development Zoning, Mr. Henry isn't here tonight, but the next meeting will be Monday, December 1st at 5:30 p.m. And Mr. Groff isn't here, so you'd ask him for that. So move on to Parks and Recreation, David Shea. Mrs. Colt.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks, Recreation, and David Shea met this evening at 6:05. First item on the agenda was in regard to the park roof. It's been completed. The same company did that repaired the street department roof, and everything seems to be working well. Second item was a pool report. Director Geller distributed copies with statistics on the pool income and the expenses for the year as compared to 2013. It's unofficial, but should be pretty close to accurate figures. Total memberships are down about 11,000. The walk-in rates are up over $12,000. Concessions are about the same. Pool rentals down about $1,000, but swim lessons up over $1,000. Also reported on capital improvement expenditures, including painting, concrete work, and repairing leaks. Item 3, working on the pool rates, discussion about several options to increase revenue next year. We've had a couple of bad years at the pool, and just trying to have some discussion about what we can do to increase that for next year. Item 4, shelter rates. Looking at options due to the booking schedule for Con and Hoback shelter facilities, because they're constantly having to turn people away. One option they considered was building another shelter house, but that'd be pretty costly, so it looks like possibly we'll be raising the rates for those facilities to increase the revenue there. Item 5, softball report. This year, instead of running leagues, they rented courts to decrease expenses a little bit. So there was a total of $12,954 in income between softball and volleyball, and expenses of $5,806 for a net of $7,148. That was it for Parks, Recreation, and David Shea. We adjourned at 6:53. Did you have anything to add, Bob?
Nothing, thanks.
Thanks, Mr. President.
Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Craig.
The Planning Commission will meet this Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. Mayor Johnson, anything to add?
Just that we do have agenda items for Thursday, so we will have our meeting. Now, if we don't have agenda items for the December 18th meeting, we'll go ahead and cancel that meeting, but we'll see how that goes. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 82, 2014.
Ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $44,500 within the general fund to use next year.
President,
Mr. Kramer.
motion to suspend the rules, declare an emergency on ordinance 82, 2014.
Second.
A motion is second. Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Craven.
Yeah.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules have been approved.
Mr. President, motion to adopt ordinance 82, 2014.
Second.
A motion is second to adopt ordinance 82, 2014. Any comments or discussion?
Mr. President. So, point of information, appreciate council waiving a second reading on this, and would encourage a yes vote on this ordinance. Businesses in the city will pay an estimated, anticipated tax, and there's a particular business that has exercised that. However, their numbers are such that they don't justify having to pay that tax amount. So our tax office can go and brought to our attention that there was a refund requested, and that's what this would then pay out. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Ordinance 82, 2014 has been adopted. Ordinance 83, 2014.
An ordinance authorizing the appropriation of $2,500 within the general fund to fire materials and supplies for EMS supplies.
Ordinance 83, 2014 be held to a second reading. Ordinance 84, 2014.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a joint development agreement with Heath, King County Port Authority according to the attached proposal submitted.
Ordinance 84, 2014 be held to a second reading. Ordinance 85, 2014.
An ordinance setting the salaries for the mayor and auditor of the city of Heath, Ohio, commencing the next term of office for each city.
Ordinance 85, 2014 be held to a second reading. Ordinance 86, 2014.
An ordinance setting the salary for the members of council of the city of Heath, Ohio, commencing the next terms of office.
Ordinance 86, 2014 be held to a second reading. Ordinance 87, 2014.
An ordinance approving the collective bargaining agreement with FOP Ohio Labor Council, Inc., which is practiced to take effect on the date of mutual ratification and remain in effect from March 31st, 2017, and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute it on behalf of the city of Heath and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Mr. Anthony.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 80, 2014.
Say it again.
We're not going
You're ahead of the.
I'm ahead.
Mr. President.
Sorry.
That's all right. Hey, Mr. Cradle.
Okay.
Follow that act. Follow that. You can, I'm
Struggling over here, I realize. Motion to suspend the rules, declare an emergency on ordinance 87, 2014.
Second.
A motion and second to suspend the rules, declare emergency on 87, 2014. Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Craven.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. President,
Mr. Cradle.
motion to adopt ordinance 87, 2014.
Second.
A motion and second to adopt ordinance 87, 2014. Any comments or discussion?
Mr. President.
Or done?
Point of information, thank you, council, for waiving the second reading and declaring an emergency on this. I know it's a rather unusual step as it relates to the collective bargaining agreement, but a couple of things factored into this. Number one, our HR person came to me asked me to make this request of council because of some regularly scheduled payouts that normally take place for the dispatchers in November and December. If this contract is approved tonight and signed, then those payouts will be able to be made. I felt comfortable in moving forward with her request because I know that the terms and conditions of the end result of the contract are extremely similar to what council had been made aware of before. So I felt that it was okay to go ahead and proceed with that request.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Rabel.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Ordinance 87, 2014 has been adopted. No. Brings us to ordinances on second reading. Ordinance 80, 2014.
An ordinance approving the collective bargaining agreement that will be Ohio Labor Council Inc. to take effect on the date of mutual ratification and remain in effect from March 31st, 2017, and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute it on behalf of the city of Heath and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Mr. Heath.
now I would like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 80, 2014. All the time that the mayor and I spent on that thing, I just try to get it.
I have a motion and a second on ordinance 80, 2014. Any comments or discussion?
I just would like to say that to Mayor Johns, he does a great job, and I felt privileged to be able to work with him on that. We got a good one when it comes to that. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Rabel.
Yes.
Heffley.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Ordinance 80, 2014 has been adopted. Resolutions on the first reading, there are none. Resolution on the second reading, there are none. Brings us to reports of city officials. Mayor Johns.
Thank you, Mr. President, and welcome to all in attendance. First of all, I just want to start off by saying I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving on the 27th. I know that myself and my family, we have an awful lot to be thankful for. I'm sure many of us around this table do as well. So I want to thank council for approving both of the FOP contracts, and yes, I have put that behind me again for another 3-year period of time. These are the second round of contracts that I have personally been involved negotiating. And Mr. Headley, thank you very much for your help in those. And council members as a whole, thank you for your ideas and suggestions on those. I feel the need to take that kind of a role in negotiating the contracts for two reasons. Number one, I know that it can save the city an awful lot of money compared to simply having a labor attorney sit in through the negotiation process. I know that it can, and I know that it has, and as long as I'm mayor, I will see it as my role to continue to do that. But another reason why I do it, aside from the savings for the city, is that it gives me an opportunity to hear straight from our employees things beyond just the terms of the particular agreement that we're negotiating. And it helps me get an unfiltered view of what we do and how we can improve. And I always believe that nothing ever stays the same. You're either improving or you're getting worse. And so I appreciate the opportunity to be able to engage with the employees in that manner, and I especially appreciate the opportunities that I get to engage with them outside of that environment. Jay, I want to congratulate you on your appointment to fill Auditor Alexander's remaining term. You all know that he is retiring as of the end of the year. He has expressed to, I know me and I believe Jay, a willingness to not only work with Jay during this point to the end of his time with the city, but also beyond as well. He'll be available should we have any questions or anything like that. So appreciate Auditor Alexander making himself available. In the time that I've gotten to know Jay, his oldest son is the same age as my younger daughter. I think Jay's a fantastic guy. In becoming friends with him, I know that he and I will work very well together in our roles, and I'm really looking forward to that, Jay, because maybe one of the things that I haven't shared with you before is that there are a number of ideas that I will bounce off the auditor, not necessarily related to the roles and responsibilities as defined for the auditor, because it may sound okay to me. I like to have another's opinion, and I'm looking forward to be able to get your opinion on things like that. So I'm pretty excited for what the future holds. I do need to share with everyone some very sad news. Jack O'Neill passed away late Sunday night. I believe he was 94 years old. And when you consider individuals who have helped make Heath what it is today, in his role through Southgate Corporation, what an influence he had on what the city of Heath has been, is, and will be in the future. I was fortunate enough from time to time to be able to speak with him at ribbon cuttings or other business-related events, and I can only hope that if I live to be as old as he did, I can be half, the person that he was, even at that age. His passing is sad, but when you look at his accomplishments through his career and the accomplishments of his son Robert, who now heads up Southgate Corporation, I think we can definitely say that his life was quite an accomplishment, and we were blessed to have him. I want to share with you, I may have spoken about this privately with people before, but I don't know if I've talked about this publicly. On Wednesday, we're going to have a representative of the German embassy in Washington, D.C. come and pay us a visit. Long story, somewhat short, as short as I can make it. Commissioner Bubb planted the seed for this visit when we were preparing for our annual D.C. fly-in trip with the Port Authority. We had some time available in the morning, and since we were a few months removed from Experion's announcement and groundbreaking ceremony, Tim came up with the idea that we should visit the German embassy and introduce ourselves and introduce them to Experion and work on trying to build a bridge. And we were able on short notice to get a meeting set up with the German embassy. We met with the section chief of the Economy and Commerce Division and a couple of his staff members. At that time, I made the invitation to the section chief to come and visit Heath at some point in time, and he was very interested in it. And it turns out that the section chief that we met with back in the spring is not the current section chief. But he made sure to inform his successor of who we were and of our visit and the request that I had made that they come visit. So when I reached out to them again, upon the new section chief taking over, he was already on board with the plan. So his name is Hendrik Barkeling, B-A-R-K-E-L-I-N-G, and Herr Barkeling has been wonderful to get to know in our phone conversations. I'm looking forward to meeting him on Wednesday. We'll pick him up at the airport. We'll bring him to the area. We'll have quick visits at OSU Newark COTC and also CTEC. And then we'll get him over to his hotel room at the DoubleTree where he can maybe freshen up a little bit. At 5:30, we have a cash bar and a dinner that begins at 6. I would say probably at some point during that dinner there will be various remarks, including from Herr Barkeling himself. The German embassy for 2 or 3 years has been emphasizing in the United States a need for a workforce development in manufacturing that's, in a way, kind of like the old apprenticeship programs used to be. And it just so happens that an initiative that the Chamber of Commerce has helped to head up, that I have been fortunate enough to be asked to be a part of and partake in, is focused on meeting objectives similar to that. And so Herr Barkeling will speak about the initiatives that the German government has talked about in the United States, including, I think he met with Governor Kasich maybe a couple of years back in Columbus. And it'll provide him an opportunity to get an understanding of who we are, what we do, what we're looking to do better. He can share his knowledge and information with us. On Thursday morning, we'll come pick him up at the airport and take him on a tour of a factory that students from Licking Valley are taking part of. As part of this initiative, and it's called Project Prepare. As part of this initiative, it's a two-pronged approach. One is to get adults trained and working with, with existing manufacturers. A large number of our manufacturing workforce in this area are baby boomers, and they're going to be retiring in the next 5 years or so. We need to backfill those positions, and we need to grow our workforce in these skilled trade areas. The other prong of this is to get our area high school kids to understand that manufacturing is not dead in the United States, that there are fantastic job opportunities available, and you don't always have to go to Big State U and get a 4-year degree and rack up $100,000 in student loan debt in order to be able to provide for you and your family in the future a very good income. Through 2-year degrees, through technical training, through certifications, there's ways that young people can get into the workforce and start to build their careers. Licking Valley was identified as a pilot school. It didn't take much for me to help push Heath to be a second pilot school in this program. I had a meeting with the teachers, all of the faculty at Heath last week, talking about this initiative. I've got a meeting with students that they've identified on Wednesday morning to share this program with them. And then I think the toughest nut to crack is going to be the parents. Getting the parents of our young people in this community to understand that manufacturing is not a dirty job anymore, that it's not just standing there turning a wrench for 8 hours a day. You have to be highly skilled, you have to be trained, you have to be smart. It's a clean working environment and one that pays very, very good wages if you have the skill set needed. So I'm pretty excited to be able to be a part of that initiative. And I'm excited about the Herr Barkeling's visit on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, and I apologize. After the tour with Licking Valley, he's going to go visit the folks at Experion. He's going to get a tour of their facility. He's going to sit down with the folks to get it. For him, he wants to help get an understanding of, well, why did this German company decide to invest in the United States. And why did they decide to pick Heath? So we're definitely going to make sure that he has time to visit with Experion and have them share their story with him. You know, this is just part of building those bridges that I try to do as mayor to further the economic development of this community. You never know where the next project may come from. You never know where that relationship may benefit you in the future. And it's just part of what I try to do to make the community better. And you know, I know that I have a role to play. I know you all have a role to play. We've talked about before, and others as well. So pretty exciting week coming up, I think, for the city of Heath, for Licking County as a whole. Really an opportunity for a very positive light to be shown on Licking County. I think I've spoken long enough, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Auditor Alexander is absent tonight, so we'll move on to law director.
I just want to say that it's hard to imagine to assess the mark that Jack O'Neill has made on Licking County. It's hard to imagine what Licking County would be like had he not lived. And Jack O'Neill must be peace.
Jeff, I'd just like to second that to the family of Mr. O'Neill, sympathy to them. With that, I'll say it.
Mr. Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jay, congratulations. Mr. O'Neill, I had the opportunity of knowing two of his children and being around where he was at. Just a fine family that you measure your success with. What you leave, and you left a very legacy. And welcome everyone. And happy Thanksgiving.
Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to extend my condolences to the O'Neill family. Thank you, Becky Goodwin, for working on that anniversary celebration. Jay Moore, congratulations. Great choice. Chief Huggins, congratulations on the fire campaign. Great job. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That's it. Mrs. King.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also want to welcome everyone and say congratulations to Jay and welcome aboard. And you get to sit right here next to me, at least in the short term. So, and because I win, so that's exciting, I know.
That's keeping under control.
Yeah. I just want to echo the sentiment. Pardon?
Rose between two thorns.
But anyway, I also want to echo the sentiments about Jack O'Neill and the sympathies to his family, and to say that Rob, I think, will do an excellent job of carrying on that legacy. I think that, they are very similar people. So anyway, that's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Craig.
For a guy who gets his ordinance backwards, he's calling you out as a fool.
That's all right. I think he's just saying I'm a force to be reckoned with.
I just call it quiet, subtle payback. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Jay Morrow. An old bulldog, but never forgot where he came from. Welcome home. Extend my condolences to the O'Neill family. It seems like he came here, about 60 years ago? Back in the mid-50s, I guess, probably. It's hard to imagine anybody who's all three facets of development, residential, commercial, and industrial. The guy who's left a bigger mark in this city than that guy has for 60 years. Pretty amazing. Interesting that we're looking at ordinance 84/2014, which is a development that's, again, got Southgate all over. So, Coincidental, ironic, interesting timing. Mr. O'Neill. Imagine Heath without him 60 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn, anything? Starting down below, we'll start with Chief Hutton.
Wish everybody a nice Thanksgiving. That's all I can.
Chief Mason.
I say Thanksgiving Day.
Bob Geller. Tim Geller.
I wanted to congratulate Jay, Sherman did a great job, and my condolences to the family. Happy Thanksgiving.
John Geller.
I too want to congratulate Jim. Also, I kind of, the Southgate Corporation, Mr. O'Neill, I know in the early 60s, when residential development and everything was going on, probably one of the busiest times for the water and wastewater department. Probably have never seen anything like that since then, really. We've had developments, but not quite to that scale. I mean, I remember the guys talking about, making water taps and sewer taps, and, they'd spend all day doing that. That's all they got done doing. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of employees of the water department and the wastewater department, and, they just worked to try to keep their head above water to keep the development going. So, talking to some of the old timers that were there at that time, Larry Brown and some of the Doug Brookhart, who are both passed away now. They just, told me how busy things were at that time. And I'm hoping that things like that happen again. So, it sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just say ditto to all the comments everyone's made already tonight and everything. I will say congratulations, Jay. And your dad recused himself from voting for you, and then I think he recused from voting for you. I hope he wasn't going to vote against you, so I didn't want to have that on there. So I'm going to err on that side that he was going to vote for you, but decided, he better recuse himself. Again, congratulations on that.
I'm glad you left out of history. You should be safe now.
New business, none. Reading of bids, none. Miscellaneous, none. Adjournment.
Motion for adjournment.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Yes.